Alright guys, so just like I promised, I am coming with the part 2 of the toppings guide video, and that is going to be talking about the rares as well as the commons, just in case any of you guys really want to use these guys. And honestly speaking, for any of the earlier or the new beginner players, there are some of the cookies that you are going to be upgrading, and for some of the Tower of Sweet Chaos modes, you are going to be using rare cookies as well. So it is not a bad idea to know exactly what toppings you might want to use for each of these cookies. But starting off with Custard Cookie is going to be 5 sweet chocolate in my opinion. The reason why is because of the fact that the cooldown is a 16-second cooldown, and also because of the fact that Custard Cookie is only able to shield 2 cookies as well as heal 2 cookies, you do want to have the skill up as soon as possible in order for you guys to actually heal your teammates. So I believe it is going to be the best idea to have 5 sweet chocolate, focusing on damage resist as well as extra cooldown. Also, if you do want to, then you guys can go with a mixture of 3 swift chocolate, 2 solid almond, just so that you guys can have an extra damage resist on your custard cookies. So those are the 2 subsets that I'll be looking at, and also you should be focusing on sweet chocolate and solid almond if you want to use custard cookie. Next one is going to be carrot cookie. Carrot cookie, I believe, is going to be 5 swift chocolate. It's because you're going to be also damaging as well as healing your cookies. She is going to be a support, but she also has a very high cooldown of 19 seconds. That means that you want to focus on some cooldown. You want to have the cooldown of the skill as low as possible in order to cast it and also damage and heal your cookies. And as you guys can see right here, 20.1% at level 16, so it can be higher at level 60 if you do put carrot cookie at level 60, but it is a decent amount of healing and it is a decent amount of damage, so it's going to be better for you to have full swift chocolate. Next one is going to be cherry cookie. Cherry cookie has 2 different builds, and that is going to be either going full swift chocolate or full searing raspberry, or a mixture. So I guess that's 3 builds. And the reason why is because cherry cookie has a stun. It is a 2-second stun. It is not going to be 3 seconds just like how Tiger Lily as well as Sea Fairy are, but cherry cookie has an ability where you can actually cast a spell even before the enemy come out, and you guys can actually stun them, and you're gonna have the cooldown reset as you guys are actually approaching the enemy. So if you guys do want to use cherry cookie as a utility and constantly have that skill and the stun up as soon as possible, then just go with full swift chocolate. But if you do not want to, then you guys can go with the full searing raspberry, focusing on the damage, or you can go with a mixture of 3 searing raspberry and 2 swift chocolate, so that you guys do have some extra attack as well as cooldown. So the subsets you should be focusing on for cherry cookie are going to be damage resist as well as cooldown, attack as well as crit, if you guys do have the chance to have those substats. Next one is going to be princess cookie. Princess cookie is going to be using 5 of the solid almond in my opinion, because of the fact that she is going to be a rare cookie and will have a lower stat than the other epic cookies. If you are using princess cookie as your only tank, then I highly recommend that you guys go with full solid almond, so you guys have the highest amount of damage resist. And I would say the cooldown is already pretty low at 13 seconds, so it's better to focus on that damage resist, and she is going to be your budget Dark Choco in a sense, because of that 15% defense reduction for 6 seconds to any of the enemies hit by her stick. Alright, so the subsets that you should be looking at are going to be damage resist as well as extra cooldown if you guys are able to. Next one is going to be Alchemist Cookie. Alchemist Cookie should be using 5 searing raspberry. You guys got to realize that she needs to hold on to her skill. So that means that even though she has that cooldown, her skill cooldown is not going to happen until after you let go of that skill. So as you guys can see, every she has that stage 1, stage 2, and stage 3, so you need to hold on to it. Alright, so I'd say if you're gonna hold on to it, it is better for you guys to actually do damage, and it is going to be doing poison damage for over 10 seconds, just like how poison mushroom is. So I would say searing raspberry is going to be the best topping for Alchemist Cookie, and you should be focusing on damage resist, cooldown, as well as attack and crit percentage. Next one is going to be Gumball. Gumball is going to be using 5 searing raspberry as well. You do want to focus on pure damage for Gumball Cookie. You do want to be constantly using that damage, as well as taking advantage of the 20% attack speed reduction, and also you just the auto attack of Gumball Cookie is really good as well for a rare cookie, and it is already a low 13-second cooldown. So focus on searing raspberry, and the substats that you should be using are going to be damage resist, cooldown, as well as extra attack and crit percentage. Next one is going to be Devil Cookie. I would say Devil Cookie should be using either a Searing Raspberry build or a Swift Chocolate build as well. You do have a pretty high cooldown of 18 seconds, and it is a damage over time, so you can cast it and have the cooldown reset, and then you guys can use the skill once again after the cooldown is over while the whole skill is still going on. So it is going to be a good one. It is doing periodic damage, as well as you are causing that 15% attack speed as well as movement speed over time. So it is going to be a good idea to use Devil Cookie as a utility slash damage. So I would say Swift Chocolate is going to be the best idea, and focusing on damage resist once again, cooldown as well as attack is going to be a good one. Next one is going to be Adventure Cookie. Adventure Cookie is going to be a budget vampire cookie, so you will be using 5-Searing Raspberry, and you want to focus on attack as well as crit percentage, trying to just one-shot that enemy who is going to be hit with that massive amount of damage. I don't know what it is going to be at 60%, but you guys can see that it is a low cooldown of 12 seconds, so just focus on Searing Raspberry. Next one is going to be Blackberry Cookie. Blackberry Cookie is also going to be using 5 Searing Raspberry, and you want to focus on attack, crit percentage, damage resist, as well as cooldown, because she is going to be doing damage over time, and her ghosts are going to constantly move around dealing damage, and you are going to be getting that extra 10% crit, and it is a pretty low cooldown of 15 seconds, so you want to be focusing on those 4 substats. Next one is going to be Onion Cookie. I would say Onion Cookie should be focusing on Searing Raspberry as well. If you do want to go with it, and I would say you can go with the mixture of 3 Searing Raspberry and 2 of the actual almond solid almond topping, because you know she is going to be sitting still or standing still while she is charging up her skill. So if you do want to have that, then you guys can go with that, or you guys can actually go with 3 Swift Chocolate and 2 solid almond, or even 5 or you guys can go with the 3 Swift Chocolate, 2 solid almond, or a 5 Swift Chocolate, because it is going to be a 19-second cooldown and you just want to constantly stack up on the skill. Alright, so it is up to you. The subsets that you should be focusing on are going to be attack, crit, as well as damage resist and cooldown. Next one is going to be Clover Cookie. Clover Cookie has, I would say, either a 5 Swift Chocolate or 5 solid almond, or a mixture of 3 Swift Chocolate, 2 solid almond, or 3 solid almond, 2 Swift Chocolate. It's going to be a very generic healer slash support cookie. You are going to be having that Purify, which is going to be very similar to Herb Cookie, but the healing is not very good. So I would say just having that extra cooldown as well as extra damage resist will allow Clover Cookie to survive and also cast a spell a little bit faster. Next one is going to be Pancake Cookie. Pancake Cookie is going to be using 5 Searing Raspberry. You do want to just constantly have that damage up, and you want to be using that skill and just allowing your cookies to have that 20% attack speed, damage resist, as well as cooldown, attack, and crit are going to be the subsets that you want to look for Pancake Cookie. Next one is going to be Avocado Cookie. Avocado Cookie is going to be using 5 of the solid almond as well, because of the fact that she is going to be a tank, and in the front line you do want to focus on damage resist and have her tank. Alright, she is going to also give 30% of the attack for one of your highest attacking cookies, so you do have that extra buff. So you do want to keep her alive in order for you to have that buff up, as well as tank for your team. So the damage resist, as well as crit resist, defense, HP, any of the subsets that are for the tanks are going to be the best ones to go for. Next one is going to be Night Cookie. I would say Night Cookie is going to be one of the worst rare cookies that you guys can use, because of the fact that he only has a taunt. His taunt does not give any other effects. I would not recommend you guys use Night Cookie, but if you do want to use Night Cookie, then you guys can use 5 solid almonds so that he does not die when the taunt is actually activated. So you do want to focus on damage resist as well as crit resist, HP, defense, and all those extra subsets that you want to have for a tank. Now moving on to the common cookies are going to be Gingerbread. Gingerbread is going to be using full solid almond, and that is going to be it, right? Gingerbread has the lowest cooldown inside of the game, 8 seconds, and that is the reason why you just want to constantly have Gingerbread alive and just start pushing the enemies away, and that is going to be using 5 solid almond and having full damage resist as well as crit resist. Extra cooldown will help, but you know, just focus on the damage resist is going to be good. Next one is going to be Bee Cookie. Bee Cookie has different builds, and it is going to depend on if you are going to be using Bee Cookie inside of a certain team. But I would say generally you'll just focus on damage which is going to be Singing Raspberry, as well as some cooldown will help, but because of the fact that B Cookie does have that 12-second cooldown, it is going to be better for you to just use 5 Singing Raspberry to do extra damage to one of the enemies. Next one is going to be Strawberry Cookie. Strawberry Cookie is also going to be using 5 Solid Almond because she is not going to be moving. She just spins in place, has a 10-second cooldown, and you do want Strawberry Cookie to just stay alive, so 5 Solid Almond focusing on damage resist is going to be the best one. And Wizard Cookie is going to be using a 5 Singing Raspberry. The skill of Wizard Cookie is constantly going to move from the beginning point to the back, so you just want to do much damage as possible. It is not the best skill. He is not going to be used, but if you do choose to use him, 5 Singing Raspberry focusing on damage resist, cooldown, as well as attack and crit are going to be the best one. Next one is going to be Muscle Cookie. Muscle Cookie has a 10-second cooldown, so you do want to focus on damage resist as well as crit resist, and having 5 Solid Almond will be the best. Next one is going to be Angel Cookie. Angel Cookie is going to be using a 5 Swift Chocolate or a mixture of 3 Swift Chocolate, 2 Solid Almond, just so that you can use the skill of Angel Cookie a little bit faster. It is a 15-second cooldown and you are not healing a ton, so you want to have Angel Cookie's skill up as much as possible, so focusing on the damage resist as well as cooldown is going to be the best. And lastly is going to be Ninja Cookie. Ninja Cookie is also going to be using a 5 Singing Raspberry. As you guys can see, 11-second cooldown, and you are going to be just doing a single hit damage, so you want to do as much damage as possible, focus on damage, crit, as well as some cooldown, and damage resist is going to be the best using 5 Singing Raspberry. Anyways guys, that's going to be it for this second part. It is a very short video just going over the rares as well as the commons. It is a quick guide for you guys to tell you guys exactly what you guys should be using, and if you guys are planning to use any of the rares as well as common inside of the game, which is pretty much going to be for something like a Tower Sweet Chaos, or if any of the cases where you guys are doing a challenge game or a challenge account where you guys have to use only commons or rares. Anyways guys, I hope you guys found the video helpful. If you guys did, don't forget to hit that subscribe button as well as the like button, and don't forget to hit that notification bell so that you guys don't miss out on any future Cookie Kingdom videos as well as live streams that I do on YouTube. Anyways guys, thanks for watching once again, and I'll see you guys all next time.